Alright guys, so time to check out the new Fujifilm X-M1. This is a sort of a post-recording while I recorded the video earlier on. So the Fujifilm X-M1 is their newest interchangeable lens X compact camera, and obviously it's going to use the same X mount lens as the X Pro one and the XE1. It's using the same 16.3 megapixel APS-C sized X-Trans CMOS sensor, EXR processor 2, and this is their newest feature, the tilting screen, almost 90 degrees vertically on either side. 920,000 dots on that LCD screen. They changed the dials a little bit on top. Now it's a mode dial instead of a shutter speed dial and an exposure comp dial. The exposure comp dial is now a changes depending on the mode that you're using in. And on front, we have the 27mm f2.8 lens. This is a new XF lens without the aperture ring. You control the aperture via software now. And if you're mounting it on an XE1 and an X Pro 1, you will have to update your firmware to control the aperture via software. Definitely HDMI ports on the right, straps on the sides. It is not a touchscreen. Fujifilm is not a big proprietor of touchscreens on cameras, and I'm not a big fan of touchscreens in any way. I prefer direct controls, as most Fujifilms have. On the most of the buttons on the right are there. There's no buttons on the left except for the flash. I would prefer to have had a little bit more travel on the buttons here, but they're okay. They work fine. The weirdest thing is the little thumb dial on top here. So instead of the thumb dial facing you, the thumb dial faces up. That's why I'm using my index finger here to scroll around the menus, the quick menu here. I believe if you move your thumb a little bit above the thumb rest, the thumb grip, maybe you can operate the wheel there. But it's an odd placement. I don't know if you're gonna get used to that, but I guess it's to prevent you from changing your settings while trying to grip the phone from the back. One quick note, one quick thing I want to say here. I hope I can show you the front with the recording. There you go. The front grip is a little not too big. I would wish it to have a more substantial grip, but I believe there is an accessory to increase the grip to more comfortable levels there. Obviously, this is a very compact camera. It's about the size of an X20. And it uses the same battery as the X Pro 1 and the XE1, which is a great bonus if you're using the X Pro XE. You can still use your batteries here if you want a smaller camera, and this is definitely much smaller. Obviously, the top plate and the bottom plate are still, I believe, aluminum. And here's a quick test on the autofocus of the 27mm lens. It's relatively fast. There's a bit of a forward and back hunt there. I think this is a little bit, just a little bit. And what I noticed is that it does have the slight LCD freeze when it locks focus. I've noticed that on the XF1 as well. But it's relatively fast. Here's the obviously this is the APS-C X-Trans CMOS sensor there without the what do you call that, optical low pass filter, so you get sharper images. The 27mm, they said this was a metal mount. I'm not sure. I'm not a big I don't know if that thing is metal, but seems pretty sturdy enough. On the left side, I think that's a speaker grill. I'm not sure though. So as you can see, that's the tilt right there. Relatively impressive camera here. Definitely, I think they're targeting this for a more casual user, especially since the dials on top no longer give you direct access to the shutter speed. It's more of a mode dial, and the exposure comp dial is no longer the exposure comp dial. It's a multi-purpose dial. Has Wi-Fi though, and there's a function button right in front of the multi-purpose dial, so you can change more. Obviously, the autofocus lamp and the X-M1 badge right there. Pretty sturdy construction. The tripod mount is a little off-center. The stereo microphones are on either side of the lens though, which is great. Here we are taking a look at the new kit lens, the 16 to 50 f3.5 to 5.6. This is definitely a very casual consumer lens, which I think Fujifilm wants to attack with the Fujifilm X-M1. This is not like a f2 from throughout or whatever. That's not a wide aperture lens. This is a f3.5 to 5.6. Similar to a lot of the kit lenses from competing brands, but this is obviously a Fujinon lens. This is made in China though, and a little bit more plasticky than the usual XF lenses. Still, it's a fairly decent lens. You get a hood mounting area and filter thread. I'm sorry. As you can see right here, I don't think that's a metal mounting plate, but I'm not a big advocate for metal. It's a little sturdier, but I'm okay with a little bit more polycarbonate build. The zoom ring is a little tight. I mean, it requires a little bit more torque to turn it. I don't know if that's against so you won't get any zoom creep, but there you go. It's okay. It's not a collapsible lens. It's rather as full size as it can go, APS-C and everything. This is what the X-M1 looks like when you have the lens on it with zoomed in, and it's fairly great looking. I mean, this is obviously the silver and black X-M1, and this is we're testing the autofocus with the lens fully zoomed in here on Superior Auto. This is the first time the X series interchangeable lenses has had a new auto mode, the Superior Auto, and the autofocus even on fully zoomed in. This is f5.6. As you can see, there's a little bit of the LCD freeze when the autofocus locks. I did notice that on some of their cameras, but it's not a big deal for me. It's a fairly fast lens. Here I am autofocusing on the 16mm end of the lens. But that's it. I think I like the camera, and I hope you like it too. All right, guys. Here we are taking a look at sample images from the Fujifilm X-M1. Most of it are indoors, and as you can see right here, this is a shot of the gelato inside the place we were eating in. This was shot at ISO 640 at 1/60th, f5.6 at 50mm. This looks like I'm using the 16 to 50 at a full zoom. Pretty good shot here, even indoors at ISO 640. Fairly usable. But this is just 640. Let's move on to a more higher ISO, like this one. This was shot at ISO 3200. Pretty good detail on the moped still. Pretty good rendering. Really nice picture at ISO 3200 using the 16mm of the 16 to 50. Next one we have an ISO 6400 shot. So you can see right here a little bit of the white grain popping up, but overall aesthetic of the image is still fairly nice and good bokeh, which is evident here on the black and white shot. We're using the black and white simulation. Now this is using the 27mm f2.8 lens. Fairly attractive creamy bokeh, and there's not a lot of purple fringing, or well, I guess this is black and white, so we can't really say. And this is a sepia toned ISO 4000 shot with the f2.8 27mm lens. So those are 5 shots I took. Pretty good looking, even at ISO 6400, as you can see right here. If you want to see more, I have maybe 30 shots. I will upload them to SkyDrive and add them to the description below. But those are, like I said, those are from a pre-production unit. I don't know though, because the unit does say digital camera version 1. But that is up to you to decide. Please don't make fun of my pictures because I'm not a professional photographer. But that's about it. Those are the images. I really like the images that come out of the X-M1. They're pretty nice looking even on low light, high ISO. So thank you very much. I'm Alex from thetechnoclass.com. See you guys next time. Alright guys, thanks for watching, and as always, if you liked the video, please press the like button below. Add it to your favorites and or share it to your friends. If you got something to say, drop a comment in the comment box as well. Of course, more importantly, you should hit the subscribe button on top. This will keep you up to date with our new uploads and helps us out tremendously too. That's it guys, see you next video.
Guys, don't forget to watch the Big Time Show.